Welcome to the Amex Stadium for the next stop on Leicester City's record-breaking start to the new season. International break over, the Premier League is back, and on a wet old Saturday afternoon, the Foxes go in search of a 6th straight win in all competitions today. If that happens, Leicester will strengthen their spot in second, a big 90 minutes ahead. Well, it's a horrible November afternoon, but here come the two sets of players at a packed-out Amex Stadium, 30,000 in. It's a ground where Leicester have only ever won one game. Can they make that two this afternoon to move clear and ahead of the chasing pack and only behind Liverpool in the table? Here they come, led by Mike Dean, the referee, who picks up the yellow Premier League ball from the plinth, and he is followed by the two sets of players into a horrible old day weather-wise. It's very similar to St Mary's. We're not too far away as well, Matt Elliott. The last time Leicester were in this part of the world, they won 9-0. I doubt they'll do that today, but they'll be full of confidence, certainly.
Yeah, I know what you're saying by that. I mean, mentioned it just now in the build-up. Not quite as severe weather conditions, but there's a feel of that we're down on the south coast, etc. And like you say, not expecting a repetition of that result, but looking forward to the game. There's a good atmosphere here. You can hear a positivity from the home supporters, as there always has been, even in darker times. But you know, there's a little bit of a feel-good factor here at the moment. 1-3 out of the last 5 fixtures. The last 3 home games have all seen Brighton come away with 3 points, and they'll be quietly fancying themselves, but they don't get to watch Leicester City regularly. And I think Leicester, as I say, have got too much, but a big side, Brighton, by the way, aren't they? So Leicester need to be careful with the set pieces. Big, strong, physical, strapping lads out there, but again, Leicester nimble and precise with their passing, should be able to deal with that.
We've had good old Sussex by the Sea, the club anthem of Brighton and Hove Albion, ringing around this smart new stadium. Floodlights on, it's that time of the year, and it's so dark above, it almost feels like a night game already. The two sets of players have split after the handshakes. They've taken off their protective winter jackets, and they're bearing the elements here. Two teams, Leicester, well, it's simple. The same 11 for the 5th Premier League game in a row. James Maddison and Johnny Evans missed some football for their respective countries over the international break, but they're fit to start. So Schmeichel in goal, back four for Leicester. Ricardo, Soyuncu, Evans and Chilwell. It picks itself, doesn't it? Indeed, he's the holding midfielder. Ahead of him, Pérez, Tielemans, Maddison and Barnes. Jamie Vardy leads the line on the bench for Leicester. Danny Ward, James Justin, Wes Morgan, Damari Gray, Mark Albrighton, Dennis Pratt and Kelechi Iheanacho. Kasper Schmeichel is there for the coin toss next to Dale Stephens, who's Brighton's captain today, because the normal skipper Lewis Dunk is suspended. He picked up his 5th yellow card of the season. Brighton are going to get us underway in a moment once they've had their final words of encouragement from Dale Stephens. And we're almost ready for action. Neil Maupay, who joined in the summer for big money from Brentford and has 5 Premier League goals already this campaign, will get us started on Mike Dean's whistle. The video assistant referee today, by the way, is Graham Scott. We're underway. The Premier League is back in the pouring rain, and Leicester are aiming for a 5th straight top-flight win. And Wilfred Ndidi gets an early touch, rolls it back to Ricardo, and now here is Youri Tielemans into the feet of the birthday boy James Maddison. And Leicester are very quickly into their stride, because Tielemans has spread a ball out to this near side on Ben Chilwell. Now back to Çağlar Soyuncu, who helped Turkey qualify for the European Championships in the summer over the break, Matt Elliott. And I think when Brighton get the ball, Leicester will press them high, but Leicester have the ball at the back and Brighton seem to be happy to let them have some possession.
Yeah, even in the early stages, you would imagine that to be the case. They try and test Leicester out a little bit, still trying to ascertain whether it is a 3 or a 4 at the back. I thought initially Webster, who's a giant of a man, by the way, I thought he was going to, he's at current adopting a left-back position, but Solly March has dropped back on a couple of occasions already to act in that wing-back role. So
Maddison shoots just as You were mentioning that. Yeah, it's an interesting system. Graham Potter does like to play more than one formation during games. Leicester still have the ball with Ben Chilwell. Matt Elliott's lost his notes because they've blown away. In goes the cross from Harvey Barnes to the far post. What a chance! And Pérez has hit the post. Huge opportunity inside 2 minutes. Should Ayoze Pérez have scored?
Very tight angle, wasn't it? But not only am I confused, it looks like the Brighton players are confused, because that ball there, Harvey Barnes was afforded way too much room, time and space there to put that ball across. I was getting them the wrong way round. Exactly, Byrne playing on the left-hand side.
Here is Maddison, back to Chilwell, and now it's Harvey Barnes who strikes over. Another chance. 3 minutes in, it's 0-0. Leicester have carved Brighton open twice already, though.
Beautiful play there. Again, it's a feature of Leicester's play that hasn't been mentioned that often, but
Chilwell and Maddison, two great mates, of course, are over it. This is a chance to swing this ball in. It's going to be Ben Chilwell. It's a great ball. It's Vardy's header, and it's tipped over by Matt Ryan. That is a very good save, but that is Leicester's third big chance in the opening 7 minutes, 0-0.
There's another dimension of Chilwell's game that he's developed as well. He often goes alongside Maddison and threatens to take the set piece and leaves it to his colleague. But these days he gets involved in a little bit more, and it's a great asset for Leicester to have. You've got to expect quality from the opposition. You can't always try and read it and assume that they're going to give the ball away loosely.
Moyes, corner in, free header, and headed over by Shane Duffy. What a chance! He turns round and thumps himself in disappointment.
Ordinarily, haven't done so today.
Moyes, corner in, Wes Morgan heads it away. Dangerous touch from Stevens, and Leicester can counter now. And here is Maddison onto Vardy. Vardy's the wrong side of his man, and he's got Pérez in support. Vardy into the box, he squares it for Pérez! Who does not miss? Ayoze Pérez strikes again, celebrates in front of the travelling supporters, and Leicester City strike first. They've soaked up the pressure, and they've hit Brighton on the counter-attack. 1-0.
Brilliant, Jamie Vardy. The swiftness of the counter-attack. Typical of Leicester City. Leicester City have so many dimensions to their game these days, but how quick they were to break there from a defensive situation. Brighton, you have to say, a touch reckless. They were left 3v1 almost at one instant. Vardy, once he broke into that right-hand channel, there's no stopping him. Would he go direct for goal or choose the second option? Could Pérez stick with him on this occasion? Yes, he could. Vardy had the touch and waited until exactly the right moment. Perfect delivery. Ryan tried to close down Pérez. Pérez tucks it away on this occasion, as he probably should have done a few minutes or so ago before. Away fans jubilant. More to give, Guffer, but...
Pratt's won the ball brilliantly with his first touch, and his second has released Vardy, and Vardy's in on goal again. Jamie Vardy's forced wide, he cuts back, he lays it back here for Maddison. Heavy touch from Maddison, and then on his left foot, he's denied by Ryan. Oh, how many saves is Matt Ryan going to make today? Here's Moy with the ball in, and it was Byrne who was up. Leicester win that header again, and now they can counter-attack maybe with Maddison, who just waits, and Tielemans picks a gorgeous pass out to Harvey Barnes, who's too quick for Webster here. Webster does get back. Barnes, though, is running towards the edge of the box. He's trying to twist and tease and turn Webster, and he shoots goalwards and just wide. Almost magnificent from Harvey Barnes. Leicester 1 up. They've had chances now to make it 2.
Unbelievable the way that Brighton are exposing themselves, and again, hats off to them.
12.5 minutes of normal time left. Leicester 1-0 up. Ayoze Pérez's goal. Now Brendan Rodgers has made all 3 changes as here's Demarai Gray, first touch on the edge of the box. Can he get his pass away? He goes over, and that is a penalty. Is it a penalty, or is it a free kick right on the edge? It's a penalty.
Inside.
It's inside. Demarai Gray's been on the pitch for 10 seconds. And he looks like he's won Leicester a spot kick to go 2-0 up.
Looked a little bit soft, first impressions to me. Hesitation from Demarai Gray. Leicester squeezing, hunting in packs. Have another little look at it on the screen here, but here he is, just encroaches into the penalty area. There's contact, but Nothing to really make him go over. I mean, he's tweaked his ankle in the process. I'm assuming that's genuine pain that's been inflicted, but I have to say, from a Brighton point of view, hugely disappointed.
There is a VAR check. It was Adam Webster with the challenge. Mike Dean gave it. Will they overturn his decision?
Still get given. Still get given.
With 11 minutes left, Vardy can put Leicester 2-0 up. He puffs out his cheeks in front of the Leicester fans. Here comes Jamie Vardy, and it's saved by Ryan, but then it's headed home by James Maddison anyway. The birthday boy scores, and Leicester's golden start to the season is surely going to carry on and on and on. They're 2-0 up.
When it's happening, isn't it? I was just thinking to myself there, the goal looks big there with Ryan, not the most statuesque of goalkeepers, but a bit of kidology was going on, the long delay with the VAR investigation, and Vardy, which way does he go? Because he normally goes one way or another. Oh, what's happening here? There's a bit of a conflab going on. Has he infringed? Oh no, has he gone inside the box?
Oh, this is a big call. There's a check going on. It was an impudent headed finish, but they're checking the goal. It will be presumably to see whether James Maddison was inside the box. What's he given here? It's another penalty. No goal, but Jamie Vardy has the ball. And if there was encroachment, it's going to be another penalty. Maddison was inside the box, but so was a Brighton defender. What drama!
Say, did that mean two of them are then?
Yes.
Because if it was just Maddison, what would it be? A goal kick, etc.?
Yeah. Mark 2. Jamie Vardy against Matt
Which way
Ryan.
does he go? Where does he go? Straight down the middle? No, but same place.
Here he comes. Jamie Vardy strikes right-footed, and this time he makes no mistake. Goal number 12 of an extraordinary season for Jamie Vardy. Leicester have their second goal, and with 8 minutes left are on course to make it 5 Premier League wins in a row.
It's caused all sorts of emotions around the stadium there. The home supporters, you have to feel for them, really. I thought it was a little bit soft with the penalty itself. And then it's saved, and then it's in the back of the net, and then they see their hopes revitalised by the VAR. Maybe we're going to cancel it out. Oh, and then Vardy goes up and slots it eventually. Some of the home supporters giving the away bench, Mike Stowe in particular, and Matt Reeves, a little bit of stick prematurely. It was a contest for a little bit midway through the second half. As soon as they got that first goal, job was pretty much done. 1 or 2 mini scares, but what a thought, with the game straight after this evening. Whatever happens, Leicester are going to extend the gap between themselves and 4th spot, never mind 5th, and there goes the final whistle.
Yet another victory. 6 in a row in all competitions for Leicester City. 5 in a row in the Premier League. Brendan Rodgers' Foxes are flying, and they've beaten Brighton by 2-0. Smiles on the bench, smiles on the pitch. This amazing start to the season just keeps on getting better and better. Jamie Vardy teed up the first for Ayoze Pérez midway through the second half, and then scored the second from the spot late on after his initial penalty had been saved. Maddison had put in the rebound, but the goal was chalked off for encroachment, and the penalty was retaken because of encroachment. Matt Elliott alongside myself. Leicester City finding ways to win games week in, week out.
Yeah, it's a term that's been used quite regularly of late, isn't it? Brendan Rodgers going out to join the celebrations with his players, congratulate them and commiserate with the opposition. Touch of class about the manager, touch of class about the team that he puts out there as well, as there is about the Leicester City supporter. They've travelled here in their thousands. A horrible, dreary, murky day, but these days it's worth making the effort to come and watch Leicester City. Very impressive, not at their stupendously scintillating best, shall we say, but as you mentioned there, Chris, they're finding ways. I mean, they've got different attributes about their game, and they keep displaying them week after week. Referee Mike Dean getting booed here. I don't know, frustratingly so for the home supporters, but I didn't think he did too bad. The penalty decision, debatable in my mind, but the better team won.
Man of the match time, Matt Elliott.
Oh, man of the match.
So much has happened, I know you weren't thinking about it. It was a crazy second half.
I'll go, it's a choice of two for me. Soyuncu, remarkable performance again from him. So strong, so robust. He's just reveling in life in the Premier League, but I can't look any further than Jamie Vardy. Assisted one, eventually scored another, assisted what should have been nailed on another one, at least, possibly two. Constant thorn in Brighton's side. Ultimately, he was the difference between the two teams.
There's a lovely scene here in the rain as the Leicester City players make their way off the pitch who have played. The whole coaching staff and the substitutes who didn't play have waited, and they are giving every Leicester player who comes off a high five and a hug. It was hard fought, but in the end it was the same old result. Leicester City have won again in the Premier League. They've strengthened their spot in second, and it's all smiles on the south coast. Full-time score: Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Leicester City 2.